What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Inverse Volstar. Now you can get this puzzle at any of your local puzzle shops or even Barnes & Noble. I actually saw this in my local Barnes & Noble and decided I had to pick it up because it looked like a pretty interesting solve. I have pretty high hopes that this will be pretty difficult and hopefully unique, but I guess that remains to be seen. So let's jump into the puzzle and see how it is. All right, so here we have the Inverse Volstar. Now, I saw this puzzle in my local store, and I just had to pick it up. You can see it had some pretty interesting packaging, and it says on the side that it is a 3.5 out of 5-star difficulty. Now, the thing that immediately stands out to me about this puzzle is obviously just its shape, as well as the specific coloring, where you have several sides of the puzzle that are just gray, as well as the typical colored sides. Now, however, when I'm looking at this puzzle and I do a first rotation on it or something like that, immediately I realize that there are 6 different centers to the puzzle, which makes me think this is going to be basically just a 3x3, which is rather disappointing, but hopefully these gray colors and the shape of it will add a little bit more difficulty. Let's go ahead and begin with a scramble here. You can see that it does not hold its shape when it rotates, and that always brings another level of difficulty trying to figure out where puzzle pieces actually are on this at any given time. So even if you are pretty familiar with solving a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, it can add some extra difficulty for sure. So let's go ahead and give it a scramble. All right, so there we go with a scrambled up puzzle. I went ahead and just did a hand scramble on it. So let's begin with figuring out a strategy for how to solve it. Immediately as I'm turning it, I think that it's going to be basically just a regular 3x3. So I'm going to pick a centerpiece, which is going to be this purple, and I'm going to begin lining some edge pieces up. Yeah, you can see that that already matches, which means this one will too. And then we'll get a blue in place with purple. And then we'll get a red in place, or sorry, a purple and a green. And you can see that we already have a cross starting to form here on the bottom side of this puzzle. And so this is going to be solved very similarly, except these gray pieces are going to add a little bit more difficulty because this gray will actually end up being a corner piece. So I can see an issue where you might get something called parity. Which is basically where something is rotated incorrectly someplace on the puzzle. And basically that will cause the puzzle to not have a normal sequence of solving later on. You see this a lot in larger puzzles like a 3x3, or sorry, a 4x4 and up. You can get some parity in those if you have something rotated wrong or a centerpiece placed in the wrong way as you're building your own centerpieces. And so that is something that I could see happening here because these corners are going to be just these gray pieces right here, and you can see that I actually already have 2 of them in. So let's go ahead and then do beginner's method all the way through for this puzzle. If you guys are interested in how to solve a 3x3 and by extension how to solve this, I will leave a link in the description to a video that will teach you how to do that. Let's see, what did I do with that? There it is. We're just going to place this in if I can not lose track of stuff, which I immediately did. There we go. So then I got that corner piece placed in. Let's do second to last corner piece if I can find it. Looking through the lens finder here. That would be why. It's already placed in. Let's do this one first. You can see that that's starting to build us a nice solid first 2 layers of the puzzle. So you can see that we already have the first 2 layers solved of this puzzle. Once again, I'm just using the beginner's method to get through it. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this up into a upper cross. And this just follows the basic beginner's method algorithm once again, where that would give us the cross right here because we had the L shape to start with. Then I'm going to place these corner pieces, or these edge pieces, excuse me, in the correct position. So we'll do this. Funny enough, that was the wrong algorithm that I just did. You can see it's been a while since I've solved a 3x3 using the beginner's method. Let's see here. There's the correct one. Okay. So then the last thing that we're going to do is we're just going to place the pieces in the correct place. So I need this to rotate through one more time. And that is almost going to solve the puzzle. You can see that this one is actually misrotated in the wrong direction. And so I'm just going to do the beginner's method, place it in, and then use this free piece to rotate it until we are into a solved state and position. Okay, so a little disappointing that it's basically just a 3x3, but I will say that the colors that are being gray on the sides and the unique shape add this to another little bit of a level of difficulty, but still not a particularly hard puzzle. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to hit the like button and also subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. If you guys have puzzles that you want me to showcase in the future, please be sure to leave a comment down below telling me what those are, or send me an email at this email address. See ya.